Good afternoon. My name is Inspector Jody Gash with our Organized Crime and Offender Management section, and I'm joined by Staff Sergeant Sean Gregson with the Calgary Police Service Homicide Unit. We are here today to provide additional information related to the increased number of homicides and shootings that have occurred in Calgary this year and what we're doing to combat these trends. We can also take questions from the media. I want to start by taking time to acknowledge that we know that many Calgarians are concerned about these crimes. We know that some people may be fearful and wondering what is happening in our city. We are concerned as well and have been working tirelessly to investigate shooting and homicides and to position the service to address these crimes as they are a priority for us. We are again bolstering our plans to deal with these crimes. This involves a coordinated effort from many areas of the service, including our investigative areas, enforcement, suppression, as well as community engagement. But we can't tackle this alone. Citizens play a key role in helping us prevent and solve crime. If you have any video footage related to a crime, please share it with us. If you see suspicious behavior, please let us know by calling 403-266-1234. Thank you, and I'll turn the podium over to Staff Sergeant Gregson.
Thank you, Inspector. Hello, I'm Staff Sergeant Sean Gregson, and I'll start by sharing with what we can about last night's fatal shooting in Saddle Ridge. Shortly after 10 p.m. on Wednesday, April 20th, we received multiple calls for reports of gunshots heard in the 200 block of Saddlecrest Boulevard Northeast. Upon arrival, officers found evidence of a shooting and a man suffering from what appeared to be a fatal gunshot wound. An autopsy took place earlier today, and we have identified the victim as 24-year-old Hisham Ahmed. We're now seeking the public's assistance to locate a suspect vehicle seen fleeing the scene immediately after this shooting. The vehicle is described as a dark-colored 2003 to 2006 GMC Sierra truck with aftermarket headlights and exhaust system. We'll be sharing an update with the media after this availability. We're at the very early stages of this investigation and are limited in what we can say at this time. We always appreciate tips from the public as they can be critical to solving our crimes. As always, we encourage anyone with information about this homicide to contact us at our non-emergency number or anonymously through Crime Stoppers. Last night's shooting was the 11th homicide in Calgary this year. These numbers fluctuate from year to year, and it's difficult to determine exactly why we see homicides occurring as they do. We've seen an increase in gun violence and homicides since last year. Regardless of the motivation, our investigators are dedicated to finding justice for the victims. Calgary continues to be a safe city, and we're continuing to put all our resources towards suppressing the gang activity and working with our organized crime unit and other crime prevention. Thank you.
I think we can now take questions.
Jason Herring from the Herald, go ahead.
Hi, folks. Just wondering if you can speak at all to the social factors which might be driving this surge.
The increase in shootings that we've seen in Calgary since the beginning of January are not all or crime related. Approximately 75% of our shootings have motivations that we attribute to drugs, road rage incidents, accidental discharge. The ones that are organized crime related are ties to targeted shootings where the motivations are drug related and conflict between opposing groups.
Jason, do you have a follow-up?
I think I'm good for now. I might requeue. Thanks.
Okay. Jordan from CTV, go ahead.
Hi, yeah, thank you for taking my question. I believe you addressed most of it in that previous answer, but I was going to ask about whether any of these were connected, but I will ask a second question. I'm wondering if you could just expand on what else Calgary Police Service are doing to try to at least quell the concerns that people have with the amount of shootings that we have seen and the violence that we've seen in the city.
Yeah, thanks. Gun crime is being addressed by several areas of the service through investigations, enforcement, and suppression. This is a community issue. It causes us just as much as concern as it does community. We too have members living in community, and we're asking for help from family, friends, and loved ones to ensure that those walking around illegally carrying firearms are not traumatizing victims that are in our community. We know that by focusing our efforts, not just with one portion of our service, but collaboratively working together with community engagement, as well as our investigation and enforcement pieces to this Calgary Police Service, we're making sure that we're having it as one of our top priorities.
Jordan, do you have a follow-up?
I think I'm good. Thank you.
Okay, we'll move on to Jesse with Global.
Hi, thanks for taking my question. This is specific just to a press release that was put out by Chestermere RCMP today about a high-risk offender named Trong Min Nguyen. Our files just suggest that the person was involved in Calgary area gang wars back in the early 2000s, and his arrest in 2013 was related to that. And I'm just wondering if you're able to confirm that.
I can confirm that that individual is not related to the organized crime groups that we're investigating right now. What I can also share is that we are in constant contact with our external police agencies and partners to ensure that information's shared and it's not just a Calgary-based issue to address.
Any follow-up, Jesse?
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, I can appreciate that he may not be involved in the current gang violence. I'm just wondering if you can confirm that he was involved in past gang violence in the Calgary area.
Sorry, I can't comment on that.
Do we have any other questions from the media today?
Moderator, can you hear me?
Yes?
Sorry, it's Dave Naylor from the Western Standard. My little chat box wasn't working there. Is last night's victim known to police?
Right now, our concentrations are surrounding the events that occurred last night, and he's a victim of a homicide. And our thoughts go to the friends and family, and that's our main priority.
Oh, that may be, but you're talking about a lot of gang activity going on. Surely whether or not he was a member of a gang or has been arrested before would be extremely relevant.
Right now, we're investigating this as a homicide, and he's a victim of that homicide. We are in collaboration with all of our partners within the service to determine who friends are, associates, and everybody. That's all I can say at this point.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll move on to Adam with Global.
Yeah, hi. You'll pardon me if you've answered this already, and I missed the start of this, but was wondering if you are able to identify if there's any sort of motive around this shooting, targeted or not, and the like.
So you're speaking of the one from last night?
Yes.
Yeah. Like I said, we're really in our early stages of this investigation right now. Our investigators have been working around the clock. We're looking at all angles right now, but it'd be too early to make any sort of conclusions at this point.
Adam, do you have a follow-up?
Are you able to, wondering if you're able to identify or any sort of information about weapon or weapons used, singular, multiple, number of shooters, any sort of information like that? You identified a suspect vehicle. Was there just any idea if there's just one individual in that vehicle or multiple?
That's information that I can't comment right now. It's an ongoing investigation, and I can't make any comments that could compromise the investigation at this point.
Okay, we can move on to Colette with the Canadian Press.
Yeah, I just have one question. You said there was 11 homicides. How many of those have been shootings?
7 shootings so far.
That's it. Thank you.
Okay, do we have any other questions from the media? Oh, Dominica from CBC, go ahead.
Hi, yeah, I was just wondering if you could comment. You said, of course, 11 homicides. Is this unprecedented to have this many by April, or if you can just kind of comment on, having this many this year so far, just your thoughts on this.
Yeah, we have seen an increase this year, so it's taxing on all our members and the community. I can't give any reason why we've seen a larger number this year, but definitely an increase.
You have a follow-up, Dominica?
Oh, thank you.